What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode number 21 of the Ask Tony Show. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm excited about today's questions. They're about content, they're about marketing, a little bit of personal development thrown in there. So I'm excited to get into those. So let's get started.
How do you celebrate wins?
So I think celebrating your wins is super important. At least in my business, getting a client from beginning to end is a long journey. You know, real estate, it's a long journey from getting them qualified to showing them the home, to winning the offer, to negotiations. Like it's a big journey from A to B. So being able to celebrate those wins is a big deal. I think that it keeps you motivated, it makes you feel good, and it also makes you want to continue to do the thing that is getting you that reward in the first place, if that makes sense. So with our team, we try to have lunches all the time, we try to give stuff away, we try to really do things to keep us motivated, to know that if we work hard, if we hit certain goals, and if things get done, then something good is going to come out of it. So I feel like a lot of people sometimes skip over, and they're so obsessed with winning and doing the next thing that they don't really stop to enjoy the success that they're having. And I think that that's a huge mistake. I think that you have to celebrate your wins, not get too caught up in them or dwell on them. You have to continue to move, but taking a second to take it in, feel grateful, and be happy and celebrate that with your team and your loved ones, I think is super important.
Should I post my videos natively to Facebook or post the YouTube link and drive people to my YouTube channel?
In my opinion, you should do it separate. Now, there are a lot of people that their main focus is YouTube because they want to get more subscribers, monetization, and things like that. And so they really want to build up that channel. So you can post your link from YouTube onto Facebook and see how that does. I've done both. And what I've seen is YouTube is owned by Google, and Facebook obviously is Facebook. And those are rival companies. They're not friends. Like they're competing for your attention. And so typically, if Facebook has a video that is natively published to Facebook versus that same video posted as a YouTube link, which one do you think is going to show in the feed organically? It's going to show the Facebook video. It's going to show the native one. And in my opinion, it's much more effective to do it that way. I love Facebook because it has there's only one reason why I love Facebook so much. Just one. It's the share button. The share button is everything to me. I have a Spanish channel that has motivational content and things like that has grown quite a bit. And that share button has made all the difference. So if I were you, what I would do is I would post on YouTube and boost it within YouTube through Google Ads. And then I would post natively on Facebook and boost that through Facebook ads. I would not take the YouTube link and put it on Facebook because it's probably not going to do as well. Not as many people are going to see your video. So I would separate it.
Why do people write paragraph long captions on Instagram? Nobody reads that.
So maybe you don't read that shit, but I'll tell you something. I read it, and a whole bunch of other people read it too. So one of the things when it comes to content, guys, that you can't do is you can't make assumptions for people. You have to test stuff. Just because you won't read a long, paragraph or 2-paragraph caption doesn't mean that other people won't do it either. I've seen a lot of folks that are really big into doing that, and they get a lot of comments, they get a lot of traction. Obviously, there are people out there that they see such a long caption and they just skip over it. That's always going to exist. The same way that if they see a 10 or 20 minute video, they're not going to watch it. But when it comes down to content, it's all about how good it is. I mean, we'll sit and watch. If the next Star Wars movie is 6 hours, we're all going to watch it. But how many of you guys have skipped, a 6-second TikTok and you don't get through it? So the quality of your content is completely subjective, and you can't make assumptions that just because you wouldn't read a long caption doesn't mean that your audience wouldn't read it either. So that's where it comes into, you have to test things. And you have to see, does it work? Does it not work? Ask people, do you like this? Do you read it? I mean, I try to get feedback all the time on my shows and on my content. But something interesting about Instagram, guys, is that it's becoming very multi-dimensional. You can have the feed with your images. You can have the stories, which can be kind of like a blog thing, a community engagement type of thing with polls, questions, and things like that. And then you can have your captions, which if you're smart about it and you post there, you can have a blog, an entire blog, the same way that you can have on Medium or on some other platform within your Instagram feed. So Instagram is becoming very, very multidimensional in the way that content can be placed if you're strategic and if you're smart. But again, it comes down to how are you testing it and then getting your feedback. And if it doesn't work for you, then do something else, but don't make assumptions.